Martin, and today we're talking how to make our wives happy.
Are you kidding?
Just joking. Hey, look.
It's called money.
Money. So today we're talking, before we actually talk about what we're going to talk about, hey, big thanks to Christina Walsh. She sent us the elevator pitch, and we got a few entries, but everyone was quite motivational.
I liked it. It was around the things I think differently, and I solve problems differently, and that's what people want right now. So, Christine, I tip my hat to you. Well done.
$100 petrol voucher and a very cheap a very expensive bottle of whiskey coming your way. So thank you for that. Now, what are we talking about today? Today we're talking winning routines, right? Is that what we said?
Yeah, success routines. And look, I've had a few recently, Diego, that have really made a difference in my life. People were always looking for motivation, and we've all read the books, right? How to Win Friends, this and that, 7 Habits, boom.
5 a.m. Club.
Well, all of that stuff. But I'll tell you what, that has made a difference for me, that success routine of getting up in the morning. So one thing I've done recently, I have stopped watching TV.
Completely?
No, not completely.
Okay.
But I tell you what, I went to the bookstore the other day, bought a whole lot of books, and man, does it get that cognitive, like what Christine's saying. Man, it gets my brain thinking about my business, about the problems that I have going on, and it improves my language and dialogue. So I've thought, right, I've stopped watching TV, made a real difference for me. Getting up and exercising in the morning at 5 o'clock, I do that too.
So what time does your alarm goes off on it?
It goes off at 5 o'clock, and I drag my sorry behind out of bed, and I'm on the road at 5:10.
Beautiful.
2 hours of cardio, back home, and man,
2 hours. So you say you exercise for 2 hours?
Yeah, well, I got a
and
bit
you
of a
still got
top.
that, eh? Jesus, maybe
because I love drinking and I love networking, and that's okay. So that would be my two. The exercise is the really important one. The reading's a lot because it helps your language. And as we know, if we want to change our business in real estate, talk language and better words. And man, when you get like a word that I learned the other day, the market's, it's flexing, it's moderating, all those words, it's just better language.
Yeah, that's why I don't read books. My English is pretty bad. Maybe I should get into it.
There's another success routine for you.
There you go. I listen to audiobooks. My one is simple, and yet they say the 5 a.m. club. I'm pretty flexible because I've got a 1 year old and a 3 years old. So, 5 a.m. sometimes doesn't work. But for me now, because I'm lazy. I'm really lazy. But what I've done now, I've got 2 PT sessions a week. I do 1 yoga with my wife. I do a boxing class. And so that's 4 times a week that I'm actually doing exercise for 45 minutes to an hour. And that's changed my life, because if it doesn't schedule, doesn't get done. So it's scheduled, it's prepaid, I'm bloody doing it. And there's 4 or 5 times a week that I'm actually doing exercise. And just makes the rest of the week better.
Because you're paying money. See, it's the same for me with that 5 when I'm picking my mate up, Big Benny, who's bigger than I am, I'm picking him up at 5:35. And if you don't turn up, it's a $200 fine. So there's got to be a consequence, right?
Yeah.
You set a goal. If you don't meet it, what's the consequence? So those success routines work, and I'll tell you what, man, they're helping me. And funnily enough, the wife's just a little bit happier.
So we are talking about how to make the wife happy in the end. And do you do anything else, such as, because I've invested a bit of money in a very nice sauna, and I do it every day. It gets to 100 degrees, I've got 15 minutes, I put some Tom Panos that I listen on while I'm in there, and that's made another very big difference. Not only I'm doing some training, mental training, the sauna is really good for me, and it just gives me 15 minutes away from my wife as well, from my kids.
Well, as they say, it's a form of meditation, right? You got to have exercise, you got to have a form of meditation that stops the brain, and you got to sharpen that saw and fill it full of some good stuff.
Yeah, because we are not perfect, but let's try to perfect ourselves so that we can thrive in our imperfections.
Yeah.
So I've
got a book of the week, Marcus Aurelius Meditation.
Do you meditate?
No, but that's the name of the book.
Oh, okay. Well, I started meditating as well. So my meditation is 30 to 60 seconds of trying not to think about anything, which I always becomes into thinking. But I do that 4 or 5 times a week, a day. Sorry, I've got a little sticker in my car that says "meditates." My PA, when she printed it, she laughed at it. But it's just in my car. It's there. Hey, Maddie, and it just helps me just focus, calm down a little bit. And am I perfect? Absolutely not. But I'm trying. I'm trying.
You're so close, it scares me.
I know.
So, hit your success routines, put them in play, make yourself accountable.
Because you can work your ass off at being the best agent, but if you don't get those parts of your life sorted, you'll get to the top, you'll be miserable, fat, and unhealthy, and then life is not that great. So I just figured it out.
Then you might be pushing up daisies.
That's correct, and nobody wants to do that. So list and sell while you feel good mentally and physically. And next time we'll talk about how to make wives happy.
No.
Thanks for watching.
Never.
See you guys.
Ciao.